Danielle Hayes lived in Maple Glen, a peaceful suburban town tucked beneath the Blue Ridge Mountains. Everything about Maple Glen was idyllic. The white picket fences, the local Sunday markets, the little coffee shop where everyone knew your name. It was the kind of town where nothing ever happened. Or so everyone thought. Danielle was 28, a school counselor at Maple Glen High. Her life was neatly organized into routines: morning coffee with her neighbor Amelia, long walks with her dog Jasper, dinners with her husband, Grant Hayes, the town's respected pediatrician. People looked up to them, envied their beautiful home, their seemingly perfect marriage. But behind the smile she wore and the gentle laughter she offered, Danielle was drowning. Grant was not the man the town adored. At home, he was cold and demanding. His perfectionism was a cage, his words sharp, often laced with venom masked in calm tones. He never hit her, but he didn't have to. He weaponized silence, controlled every dollar, isolated her slowly, cutting her off from friends and family under the guise of concern. Danielle's world was a porcelain teacup, balanced on the edge of a marble counter. And it was about to fall. It started with a letter. Slipped into her locker at school. No name, no return address. "You're not alone. I see you. And I know what he is. S." Danielle's breath caught in her throat as she read it. At first, she thought it was a prank. But when she received another letter, this time with a photo of Grant, arm in arm with a nurse from his clinic, lips too close for comfort, her denial cracked. Who was watching? Who knew? The letters kept coming, each one more revealing. Secrets Grant had buried, unearthed like bones in shallow graves. Financial documents, hidden accounts, rumors of malpractice, pictures, names. The letters didn't scare Danielle. They breathed air into her collapsed lungs. Danielle began investigating, quietly, methodically. She kept a burner phone. Took photos of Grant's receipts. Searched his office when he was on night calls. The puzzle started to take shape. Grant had built a web of lies. He was having multiple affairs, some with staff, others with patients' mothers. He had siphoned money from clinic donations. And worse, there were whispers, reports that had been buried, about prescriptions given without documentation. A child had died 2 years ago under his care. The official report said complications. The truth? Negligence. Danielle sat in her closet one night, letters spread across her lap like a broken map, and cried silently for hours. Then she stopped crying. She started planning. IV. The messenger revealed. Eventually, she found out who S was. Sarah Whitmore, a former nurse. She had worked at Grant's clinic 3 years ago. Quiet, observant, and fired under mysterious circumstances. Danielle tracked her down to a small bookstore in Asheville. The meeting was tense at first, but once trust formed, the floodgates opened. Sarah had seen it all, heard the screaming behind closed doors, noticed the altered records, the frightened staff. She tried to speak out once, but Grant had powerful friends. He discredited her, destroyed her career. "I couldn't let it happen again," Sarah whispered. "So I watched. I waited. And I saw you." Together, they built a case. Sarah had kept backups, voice recordings, documents. Danielle added what she had. They compiled it all into a dossier too damning to ignore. Versus cracks in the mirror. Danielle didn't confront Grant, not yet. She became even more devoted. Packed his lunches, praised his work, slept beside him without flinching. All while sending anonymous packages to state medical boards, legal firms, and journalists. She contacted a lawyer, Delilah Kent, a fierce advocate for women's rights and medical malpractice victims. Delilah reviewed the evidence and agreed to take the case pro bono. Danielle's final move was bold. She agreed to do a televised interview, face blurred, voice distorted. But her words? Sharp, honest, unflinching. The interview aired on a Tuesday night. By Wednesday morning, the world knew. Maple Glen was rocked to its core. Grant denied everything at first. He called the claims outrageous, accused Danielle of hysteria. Then came the audits, the investigations. More victims came forward. Within a month, Grant Hayes was suspended. Within 3, he was arrested. Danielle filed for divorce. Her story was no longer hidden, it was front-page news. But the hardest part wasn't the media. It was facing herself. The years she had lost. The self she had buried. Therapy helped. So did writing. 2 years later, Danielle published a memoir titled The Final Cry. It told not just her story, but Sarah's and the other women who came forward. It wasn't just about Grant, it was about survival, resilience, and the courage to speak when silence seems safer. The book was a bestseller. Danielle traveled the country, speaking at conferences, helping women in similar situations. She opened a center for domestic emotional abuse survivors in Asheville, with Sarah as her co-director. She found herself again, not the version Grant tried to mold, but the woman who rose from the ashes. She didn't remarry, but she loved again, slowly, cautiously. This time, she chose herself first.